Hey guys, so I've been watching Cowboy Bebop on Netflix today. I got through 5 episodes or so, and it's pretty much exactly what I thought it would be. Now, not to say there's nothing good about it. The choreography with the fights is pretty fun. Given the fact that John Cho, who plays Spike, is pushing 50, pretty good display of acrobatics if he's not being held up by wires and stuff like that. I'm sure he is, but either way, its fights are great. So also Ein, uh, I mean, it's Ein. You really can't go wrong with Ein since it's a corgi. Uh, so yeah, but especially with Ein, everyone thought like, oh god, it's gonna be a Netflix adaptation. They're gonna swap it, and it's gonna be like a fucking cat or like a freaking hairless rat or something. Um, but no, Ein has not been swapped out for another species. It's still a dog, but there has been swapping. Um, Jet in the anime is more white than anything. He's black in the adaptation. And then we have Faye. Faye. So we had to add a black character to a character, in a series where that character was white. And then we have Faye, who is apparently gay. That's right, Faye is gay. Now, in the anime, she is very much in love with dudes. We see one of the ones that she, has feelings for. But now that person is now female. So Faye is now gay. She has been shown in the show to be attracted to females. Why? This is the same shit we've been talking about. This needless, pointlessly just swapping shit. Keep the things as they are. There is no need to gender swap or, race swap or anything like that. There's no need for it. It doesn't add anything to the fucking storyline. Leave characters that have already been established alone. And people wonder why others, actual fans of series, get so fucking pissed off. Because there's established characters. We know these established characters. They have backstories. This is how they are. But then fucking people get a hold of these characters and like, oh, now we're just going to take this white dude and make him black. His name's Jet Black, so let's just make him black. Faye Valentine, let's see what we can do with that. We'll make her gay. It's a win-win for everyone. Make sure we check those boxes. Yep. So the characters just seem like, apart from the swapping thing, so Jet's been color swapped, race swapped. Faye has been sexual orientation swapped, and Spike just seems like this shell of what Spike actually is. You've got John Cho pushing 50, trying to portray someone who is 27, because Spike is 27. I don't feel the charm of Spike. Spike is charming and witty and funny, and he's serious when he needs to be, and the first time you hear Spike in the anime say, just a humble bounty hunter, ma'am. It sticks with you. You know, it sticks with you. But here in like the first episode, when we hear John Cho say, it's like, no, you're not. You're not a humble bounty hunter. You're not Spike. It's just it. If you're not watching the series right now, I don't think you can understand what I'm trying to say. That it's almost like they're just cosplaying these characters. But then again, cosplayers could do it better because cosplayers understand these characters. You know, it's like the guy playing Jet. I mean, he's got the voice for the most part, but it just sounds like he's trying to do a bad imitation of Jet. You know, like I said, if you're not watching it, it's hard to explain. You have to watch like the first episode or so to see what I'm talking about. They seem like they're cosplaying Cowboy Bebop. You know, it's like I said, it goes back to that whole thing I said before with the whole just a humble bounty hunter, man. Yeah, I don't feel Spike. You know, John Cho Spike just isn't doing it. You know, he doesn't really look the part. He doesn't feel the part. He's not Spike. He's cosplaying as Spike. You know, and I mean, some of the characters are really fun. Now, Vicious. I saw Vicious. I'm like, that's what Vicious looks like. And even people were like, please don't tell me that's Vicious. Because we saw it and it was like, oh God, please don't tell me that's Vicious. It's Vicious. Viciously bad. I should be filling this fucking whiskey by this point. So Vicious, who is the big bad, essentially, of Cowboy Bebop, just doesn't seem nearly as threatening here. In the series, you barely see him. I think in a total, in the entire series, the dude gets only like 15 minutes or so worth of screen time. So this is a guy they build up. You know, he's very mysterious and dangerous, and you feel that danger from this guy. The Netflix series, no, he's like in every episode. Sometimes they spend a lot of time with him, and that's not who Vicious is. He's not meant to be seen like that. He's not meant to be in the spotlight. He's supposed to be this very dark figure that looms in the background, you know, in Spike's mind and in his conscience, you know, his conscience and you know, I just it's just disappointing. If you go into this series as just a new viewer who has no idea what Cowboy Bebop is, yeah, it's a fun experience, I guess. But if you're like me and I would like every Adult Swim, you know, back when they were showing Cowboy Bebop and Inuyasha and Yu Yu Hakusho and FLCL and Trigun. I think Tenchi Muyo was on there for a little while, but people like us who watched it like when I was in middle school, high school, it pisses me off because they're fucking with characters and there's no need for that. I mean, just because it's called an adaptation, when you take characters that are already established, leave them alone. Like I said, it just feels like cosplay and not very good cosplay. You know, you could pit some cosplayers up against these guys any day, and the cosplayers would always win out. And I've shown pictures of cosplayers And some of them are spot on. Some of them do look like these characters. Like Spike looks like an incredibly hard character to pull off because he's got crazy hair. And some cosplayers nail it. And you're telling me a fucking big budget company like Netflix are getting these mediocre portrayals of these characters that we know and love? Come on. And they say that they respect and love the franchise and the no, no. I'm calling bullshit on that one. Like I said, not all bad things. Like I said, the cinematography is really, really great. A lot of pan outs or focusing, really lets you see the scope of where they are sometimes. A lot of the sets, or even if it's just CGI, which CGI is good at some points, but then at other points you can tell it's CGI. But that's just one complaint. Like I've said before, many other things, I prefer practical effects. But some of these effects, you don't really have a choice. Like people turning into trees. You have to CGI that because there's no way to make a person turn into a fucking tree. You're like, is that? Yes, that's actually happening. But I'm not getting Cowboy Bebop from this. They can have the music and it's great. Oh boy, they have the theme song. That doesn't make it Cowboy Bebop. They have characters named after the characters in the show. That doesn't make it Cowboy Bebop. It's more than just visually. If the people portraying these characters don't have that heart and soul of the characters themselves, it's just, between the lack of real any kind of passion, it looks like, to the swapping, the bullshit swapping. Like, oh, we're gonna make Faye gay for whatever fucking reason, even though in the source material she wasn't. Let's just, because we gotta be as representative as possible now. It's not Cowboy Bebop. And there are a few articles written by like Polygon. Usually they're shills. Normally they're like, oh my god, this is the best. No, even they're like, okay, this is pretty bad. What is it? Mashable, I think is another one. Same thing. They're usually all like, oh my god, representation. But even though, even though they're normally like that, even them, they're like, yeah, this Netflix adaptation is pretty bad. So when you have left-wing shills who normally are jerking each other off like, oh my god, this is so great, when they start saying, oh yeah, this is pretty bad, you fucked up. You done goofed. When you have the left-wing idiots, the freaking woke idiots on Twitter saying, this is pretty bad, you fucked up. Like I said, I'm giving it a chance. I went into this with an open mind, and I'm still going in with a somewhat open mind. I'm only 4 or 5 episodes in. It's like 10 episodes right now for the first season. I'm going in with an open mind, and I'm trying to make it to the very last episode of season 1. If that's how it is. If we are indeed going by seasons. Still no Ed. We have Ein. Still no Ed. Is Ed even going to be a thing? I don't know. If there's a season 2, possibly Ed's going to come in season 2. They better, because Ed was a huge part of the anime and the manga. So you really can't have Cowboy Bebop without Ed. But I'm still going in with the open mind. I'm trying to find good things about it. It's just really, really hard as someone who was a teenager watching this stuff at fucking 12, 1 o'clock in the morning every night. It's like when Dragon Ball Evolution came out. it hurt so much to see something I had so much love for being destroyed, at least in that sense of the movie. Something has so much potential, so many fans around the world, and these people just take the IP, they make Dragon Ball Evolution, and it's a complete mockery of everything that people have loved about the Dragon Ball series. So now they're not really doing movies, they're just doing Netflix things. You know, like I said, it's hard to explain, especially with the characters, how they just feel like hollow shells of the real characters. Watch an episode or two, you'll see what I'm talking about. You know, they try to have like that dynamic between Jet and Spike, and Jet or Spike and Faye, and it just seems artificial. You know, in the series, obviously, it felt more genuine, but here it feels so artificial, like they're forcing it, and that's not how it should be. It's especially with Spike and Jet, it should feel natural. It's just, like I said, just watch it for yourselves. Give it a chance. You know, I'm going into it as someone who watched Cowboy Bebop. If you're not someone who's watched it before, it might be easier for you. But yeah, I kind of had a feeling it would just be bad. But I'm still gonna watch the rest of the series, give it a chance until it says something that, you know, really pisses me off. The minute they start throwing in fucking woke words, then out. It's bad enough they already fucking made Faye gay for no goddamn reason. As soon as they start throwing out fucking whatever fucking woke term they can think of, that's what I'm done. But anyways, yeah, back to watching Cowboy Bebop on Netflix. Anyways, you guys know the drill. I'll see you guys later. Bye, guys.